This is a Brooklyn-bound 2 train. The next stop is
Wall Street.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Welcome back, everyone. It is Friday, July 12th. This is Not Your Advisor with NYU Grad. Exhausting 48 to 72 hours here going into the weekend for the markets. A lot of seesaw action is all I can summarize this, but let's jump right into the breadth numbers. There are a lot of charts to cover today. I'm always going to start with breadth on the show. So for new highs, we had 1,495 new highs. Correct. That's almost 1,500 new highs. We only had 87 new lows. I repeat, 1,500-ish new highs on the NYSE versus 87 new lows. That's pretty one-sided. You had 76% of shares advancing versus 21% declining. 30% of stocks were below its 50-day moving average, which is about the same as yesterday. And 30% of shares were below the 200-day moving average. Now, for those that got to run and can't stick around for the whole episode or podcast, the Dow was up 247 points, up 0.62%. The NASDAQ was up 115 points and up 0.63%, and the S&P was up 30 points, or about 0.5%. Now, keep in mind, though, at the end of the session, we sold off precipitously and very, very quickly. The Dow had lost 200 points in 30 minutes. And if you rewind to 2:30 Eastern Time, the Dow had lost 257 points from 2:30 to the close. So we're getting a lot of mixed signals here. We've had very strong up days, very strong down days on the NASDAQ, Mag 7, and semis, and then another very strong day going into the weekend. So a lot of perplexing moves here. So that was kind of the summary of the session. I'm going to keep peeling the onion and go through what was strong, what was weak. And with the premium members, I'll probably cover like 25, 30 charts today. But I did want to continue the conversation because looking at the poll results, not many of you understand what a sim hack or a sim swap hack really is. So it's impossible for me to go through this in a short time. And I'm not going to cover the whole podcast on this, right? So what I've done is I've embedded an FAQ video from Afani that walks through how sim hacks happen, as well as an FAQ on what Afani can and cannot do as far as who is the right customer profile for Afani. So take a look at that video. But if you saw the news today, AT&T just recently reported a hack where like every single customer, basically all of their texting history was leaked somewhere. And some people might say, I don't care if someone's reading my text, right? But just a few months ago, they were publicly had to state that they were hacked earlier in the year, where like 6+ million existing customers' data, like credit card data, phone number attached to the numbers of credit card and their social, was leaked. And only 6+ million, but 65+ million previous customers who were AT&T customers but moved somewhere else. And I'm not picking on them because if you look at the news of T-Mobile, Sprint before their merger, Boost Mobile, Verizon Mobile, they've all had some type of breach. But the bigger problem is those hacks that happened with the credit agencies like Equifax, TransUnion, etc. They were hacked, I think, a couple years ago, where millions of pretty much everybody in this country, you can probably go to the dark web, enter a phone number or enter some type of identifiable information and get a whole history of your previous addresses, work history, social security number, bank account numbers, credit card numbers, and just assume your information is publicly available on this dark web. So the good news is because everyone's information is available, it's going to be hard for a hacker to get to everybody, right? So it's like safety in numbers. But eventually, one day, your phone number and social might come up and it might be your turn. And SIM hacks are the easiest way to get into your bank because majority of us, not all, leverage our cell phones and text messaging as the two-factor authentication, where you forgot password, recover password, you enter your email, and they say, okay, we're going to send you a temporary password through your text message. And that is why these hacks are happening, because if they can commandeer your SIM card and then they initiate a password recovery for your bank account, that text message goes to your phone or whoever owns that SIM card, and then they're able to go into your financial account. So Efani or Efani is the right pronunciation. They help eliminate and reduce this risk quite a bit. So take a look at the FAQ, hit me up with questions. I plan to have Mark as a guest on the podcast soon. But let's keep peeling the onion here. So for the week, we had almost all of the sectors in green except for communication services. But the week ended, real estate led the way, up 4.7%, utilities up 4%, healthcare up 3%, basic materials up 2.8%. Everything was up. You can take a look at the show notes. For the one-day Friday performance, consumer cyclical led the way, up 1%. Then technology up almost 1%. Then basic materials, real estate, healthcare. The only red was communication services. So very bullish week. Let's take a look at what was strong today. So you had Hut 8 Corp, which is a crypto miner, up 13.6%. IREN, another crypto miner, up 9.9%. Marathon Digital, 9.2%. Rivian, 8%. Riot, 5.3%. Beazer Homes, 5.1%. Reddit, 5.0%. Carvana, 4.8%. ARM Holdings, 4.6%. Etsy, 3.7%. AppLovin, 3.4%. DJT, 3.4%. Bitfarms, 3.2%. Hims and Hers, 3.1%. KB Homes, 3.1%. Zscaler, 3%. Tesla, 2.9%. Wayfair, 2.9%. Intel, 2.9%. Restoration Hardware, 2.8%. MicroStrategies, 2.8%. DR Horton Homebuilder, 2.6%. Lennar Homebuilder, 2.6%. ACMR Research, 2.6%. Zeta Global Holdings, 2.3%. ARC Innovation Fund, 2.3%. SMCI, 2.3%. And Pulte Homes, 2.1%. What was weak? These are all percents. So Lyft was down 3%, 3.1% to be exact. Delta Airlines down 3.05%. Natural gas futures down 2.79%. Meta down 2.7%. Crocs, the sandal shoe company, down 2.5%. And silver futures down 2.12%, which is curious to me because a lot of the miners were actually doing well today. So for free members, continue to watch Breath, the Mag 7, semiconductors, where is the 10-year yield heading, and I will see you all after the Monday session. Have a great weekend, and Premium members, please stay on. We're going to go over some charts today. That's my train.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.